Hello, friends, family, and global citizens. It is a great joy and honor of mine to welcome you to our Local Earth Patreon membership. And if you are not familiar with what Patreon is, it is similar to Kickstarter or Indiegogo, where you have the opportunity to support people, projects, organizations, and rather than one kind of lump sum of contribution, it is more of a monthly membership where you can contribute monthly. And our membership starts at as small as $1 per month. And so my name is Joshua Alvord, and I founded a nonprofit organization in 2012 called Local Earth, with the mission and vision to inspire and educate human beings on how to live in a healthy and harmonious balance with nature. And my professional background is in architecture. I worked in an architecture firm for several years in San Diego, and the last 10 to 12 years I have dedicated my life towards sustainability and regeneration and stewardship of the planet. So I have done permaculture design certifications, I've done natural building certifications, I took a whole systems design course with Gaia University, I took a facilitator training with the Transition Town movement and the Awakening the Dreamer Symposium for the Pachamama Alliance, basically trying to round out my tool belt so I can be of my highest service to this sustainability movement on the planet. And so at this point, I am 100% committed to service to this planet and stewardship to this planet and all beings on it. So a lot of this is held within something called the Earth 2.0 research project with Local Earth, and the 2.0 representing the next evolution of all social and societal systems. So we upgrade the operating systems on our cell phones and our computers. So this perspective of why aren't we upgrading all of our social and societal systems? Many of our current systems in terms of governance and economics, are several hundred years, and they have not necessarily evolved or adapted at the rate that our society is. So reevaluating and upgrading all social systems in terms of the real basics of food, water, energy, waste management, how can we source these things as a human society and community locally in a sustainable and regenerative way. And Buckminster Fuller has a quote along the lines of, to create real change, rather than fighting against what exists, create a new model that makes the old obsolete. So that's been a big mantra of mine and our organization, and this concept of the 2.0, creating new systems and models for society. And so one of the questions that can come up at this point is, at what scale do we design and create systems and solutions? There's the very microcosm of very local action, and then we also are at a time on this planet where we're globally connected with entities such as the United Nations, and there's global policies. And so you have everything from global down to local, and at what scale do we start to design and implement these solutions in terms of sustainability and regeneration? And so this is where, in a permaculture design course, one of my teachers mentioned something called Dunbars Number. There was a British anthropologist by the name of, I believe it was Robin Dunbar, who is doing research on human dynamics of how many humans can know one another, maintain interpersonal relationships, and effectively work together. And it's based on the capacity of our neocortex. And for most human beings, it is around 150 people. And so kind of from an architecture, urban planning mindset, I was like, wow, 150 people, it's a community, it's a neighborhood, it's a village. I can wrap my head around 150 people and systems and scales of design for 150 people. It's hard to wrap our heads around, 7.5 billion people on the planet. It's hard to wrap our heads around 300 or 400 million people in a country. And scaling and designing systems and solutions at that scale is very complex. And so I just thought, from a very practical matter, if that's the amount of people that we can maintain interpersonal relationships and really work together with, and it is similar to a neighborhood or a village, and you start to see that number show up all through society, like large military battalions, large corporations, they start to break down into smaller groups, and you see that show up all throughout society. And so I just started feeling, what if we were designing our systems and our solutions at that really tangible scale of a village-like neighborhood, where the neighborhood village is growing a lot of its own food together, working together, the community garden, managing its own waste and compost, generating its own renewable energy, catching its own rainwater, dealing with rainwater catchment systems, all at this village neighborhood-like scale. So it makes us less dependent on, larger, government entities at federal or state levels to take care of us as citizens. We empower ourselves to really, take the burden off of those bigger systems and meet a lot of the needs at our own local scale in our villages and our neighborhoods. And so even smaller than that, they say about 9 to 12 is the max that can sit in a circle, see one another, hear one another, communicate effectively. And so combining several different aspects of Dunbars Number and then down to how many people can sit in a circle, we're working on a blueprint and a model for a village that is composed of 12 living clusters of 12 people. And so that gives you your 144, your 150. And at some scales, you're working even at that little micro fraction of the 12 of maybe managing a portion of the community garden, a portion of the composting, maybe the energy systems, the solar panels, the gray water systems are, designed for those 12 structures. And all of this is designed to scale kind of on a ratio of 12. And so you can fractal out, and this is another kind of concept of permaculture and kind of where science and spirit meet. You see these fractals and proportions show up all throughout the universe, something like the Fibonacci sequence or the divine ratio of, the ratio from this part of your finger to that, to your arm, the branches of a tree, even the spiraling arms of galaxies out in the cosmos. You see similar proportions and fractions show up at the microcosm up to the macrocosm. And so this model that we're working on is designed to scale kind of on a fractal and a ratio of 12 up to more city design and urban planning design. And so right now we are testing out, we are 1 year in to a 2-year phase 1 project of the first components of our village. And we're testing out the systems for a 12-person living cluster. So we're 1 year in, we're about 45 minutes northeast of San Diego, and testing out how 12 people live on a piece of property together, focus on growing our food, managing our waste, and a big part of it right now is the decision making and the governance. So we all have studied something called sociocracy, and sociocracy and holacracy are similar things, sometimes referred to as a deeper democracy or dynamic governance. And it's very circular in shape. It's more council-based rather than one president or leader. It's the authority and decision-making power is kind of integrated and distributed out throughout the whole system. And so that's part of our Earth 2.0 kind of methodology and evaluation of governance models. And so that is what we are currently working on. And we have 1 year left of this project here. And then in 2020, we'll begin implementing phase 2 for the next village of 150 people. And so this brings up a question of, where on the planet will we start this next project in the village for phase 2 in a village of 150 people. And currently, a lot of the requirements for building permits, the zoning, the codes are not super supportive and conducive to a lot of these concepts. So, we look at the United States, we look at other countries, and Costa Rica, for example, has a lot of its tax money and energy going towards the environment, the education. The United Nations is very present with its University of Peace Studies there, and the UN peacekeeping troops are kind of what upholds the policies of all of that. And so we are working on something called the United Earth Nation, and it will be a network of basically sovereign lands around the world in different countries that we create partnerships and alliances with. And these sovereign lands, will uphold very high values and ethics and policies in terms of social justice and environmental sustainability. And so we are in the process of creating the United Earth Nation. We're developing the declaration and the charter right now. So it'd be like similar to the United Nations Charter or something like that. And it will be a global entity that helps manage and govern these sovereign lands around the planet. And so we're really excited about that. Another part of this Earth 2.0 research project is the Solar Energy Alliance. And we have an amazing partnership with over 120 companies and organizations across the United States, like leading edge, innovative, professional companies and organizations. And we're currently active in over 16 states. So we have a partnership program, so you can become a partner in the alliance very easily. And then we also have an ambassador program, so you can share our Rise and Shine campaign, our renewable energy campaign, with friends, family, and colleagues, and be an ambassador. So we have a couple different ways to engage with that project. And then we also have the Local Earth discussion series, which is starting in the next month or two. And we're going to have 3 primary channels for the Local Earth discussion series. One will be our visionary solutions. Another one will be regenerative community development. And the other one will be our ecological lifestyle. And so each month we will be meeting with visionaries, solutionaries in specific areas for each of those channels, and having a 60 to 90 minute conversation, and sharing that discussion and that video via our website and social media. So that's the Local Earth discussion series. And then we also have the ecological lifestyle immersion and the eco challenge. So this is a program we've developed for people to educate and inspire themselves on daily steps of action that they can take in each facet of their life to live in a more ecologically balanced way. So we have a theme for each month. It might be food, water, shelter, energy, waste, clothing, hygiene. So I have one theme for each month that pretty much covers every facet of daily life. And then we get into the eco challenge. So we ask you to take either a baby step or a medium step or a giant leap each month in that theme. And that's kind of the eco challenge that goes on for 12 months. So that's an overview of all of the components that we're working on right now with the Earth 2.0 research project. And members have access to all of those to participate in them. And one of the most direct ways to participate with all of these projects and initiatives is we have an interactive monthly webinar and meeting, and we rotate through 3 different topics for our meetings and our webinars. So the first one is the Earth 2.0 research project, so the development and implementation of the Earth 2.0 research project. The other one is the regenerative village design, so our interactive webinar and meetings are involved in designing, co-designing, co-creating the blueprints and models for this regenerative community development plan and implementation. And then our next one is the United Earth Nation, so the development and implementation of the United Earth Nation. So we rotate through those every once a month, the interactive webinars and meetings, so members can participate in those. With the Solar Energy Alliance, people can directly become involved with becoming a partner or an ambassador. And if you're interested in getting a free solar proposal for your home, contact us. We can get that started for you right now. You can watch the Local Earth discussion series and share those videos with any friends that you think might be interested. And you can also register for the Local Earth ecological lifestyle immersion. So many ways to get directly involved. So as I shared earlier, I'm 100% committed to all of these projects and these initiatives, and we invite you to join us on this global team and become a visionary, solutionary, just helping us design a healthy and thriving world for everyone. So this is about the mission and the vision and creating a healthy planet for all. It's not about the money, but money does help keep these projects moving forward. And so that's why we have designed all of our tiers of membership on Patreon to have full access and ability to participate with us on all levels, no matter what you contribute. So we just ask that you consider contributing from your heart with whatever resonates. We have something as little as $1 a month to become a member, all the way from $3 a month, $5 a month, $7 a month, all the way up to $220 and $333 a month. And so, yeah, we don't want to make this about the money. It's, resonating with the mission and the vision and whatever feels good in your heart. $1 a month is absolutely fantastic. That's the beauty of social media and this interconnected global world these days. If even a fraction of my contacts on like social media and Facebook would contribute $1 a month, that would help us meet. We have a very humble goal of $2,400 a month through this membership campaign. And that's, to me, a very reasonable and humble starting point for these very ambitious projects. And we're completely open to, blowing that goal, like blowing the roof off of it. Some of these videos, we'll see a little cat video doing a funny thing and, it'll go viral and you'll see millions of people viewing this video. And so I'm totally open and holding space for this video to go viral and hundreds of thousands or millions of people to see it. And if everybody just contributed $1, it's like we could potentially be generating several $100,000 a month and move these very ambitious projects forward at a faster pace. So down to $1 a month, less than a cup of coffee or tea per month to contribute towards stewarding a healthy planet. $3 a month, about the same as a cup of coffee or tea. And if you're feeling super financially abundant, $333 a month. So I just ask you really to tune into your heart, and I hope that you feel the genuineness and the authenticity that I'm sharing of how much I love and care about this planet and all of the exciting initiatives and projects that we're working on. And would just be really honored for you to become a member and join our team of global visionaries and help us design and create and implement this healthy, beautiful, thriving world for all of us to enjoy. So much love, blessings, and gratitude. Aloha.